morning, it's Tracy from Tracy KM Designs, back for vlog number 2. And yes, I'm in a different spot, and yes, that is a Christmas pillow behind us, and yes, it is March 12th. Don't mind me. I finished the hat that I was working on last week and started another one, maybe another one. I'm losing track of how many I've done. We've got the original in Cascade pinwheel with a strand of white. Then I did the Cascade pinwheel, a strand from each end of the ball. And then I did a strand of the pinwheel with a strand of 2 different blue yarns. So I would alternate rows on that. It got a little bit tight towards the end, and it's a little bit shorter than the intended pattern, but you know, I made it work as best as I could. That's the Two Tracy way. Then last night I started another one, and I grabbed this yarn out of my stash. It has no label, but I have a similar yarn in a different shade. That might be the same one. I'll look that up for next time. But within minutes of starting to work on this one, I got so congested and coughing, and it was terrible. I did a burn test, and it seemed to be acrylic. The other yarn that I have that's similar does say 100% acrylic. So I don't know if this one was just dusty from being in the basement where all my stash is or what, but it hasn't been as pleasant to work on. However, like, I started this last night after dinner, so I've got quite a bit done. Kelsey from Passionate Kelsey, who makes these and has the tutorial, she says it takes her about 2 hours or an hour and a half of actual knitting time to make these. So that's pretty decent for something that you're going to just donate, in my case. This one is also a single strand. The yarn label did say 7mm needles, but I just stuck with the 8mm needles and the 60 stitch cast on. That's, oh, I finished those socks. I'll have to show those next time because they're still drying. But yes, I got them finished because my daughter and her boyfriend are going to the zoo tomorrow, and it turned cold again, and I thought that would be a really nice treat for them. This is going to be really short for this portion of the vlog because I also filmed a little tutorial on how to make the cast on that I use for these hats. This alternate rib cast on that you can see there. So I'm going to go towards that now. And I mean, like, I'm going to go to my desk and I'm going to edit the video and put that in. That's what I mean. Okay? Talking's not my good skill today. It's been a week. I'm sure you don't want to hear it all. Just know I'm a teacher, and next week is March break, what we call spring break here in Ontario. So who knows when my next vlog will be, but hopefully it will be soon. Have a nice day, and we'll see you in the next one. Alternate cable cast on. I've got my slip knot on my needle, put the second one through just like you do with the cable cast on, pull it through, put it on. First stitch is the same, put it through front to back, wrap around like that. But this is where it differs. Instead of going from the front, you're going to come from the back, put it through, wrap over, draw it through, and slip it on. Now you can see how this yarn is going to go over front of that one. Top of the yarn, wrap around there, put it through and on. Then back to the back, through towards the front, wrap from right to left, push it through, stretch it out, put it on. Come to the front, wrap around like that, and on to the back, right to left, push it through, and on. Front, wrap, pull, on, back, wrap, round, and on. What you can see it does is that there'll be one stitch that sits forward, then one stitch that sits a little bit back, one that sits a bit forward, one that sits back, one that's at the front, at the back. This next one would be one that's at the front. When you join in the round, your first stitch will be a purl stitch, and you just knit the ones that appear towards the front as knit stitches, the ones that appear towards the back are purls. If you are going to be knitting this flat though, when you come to these knit stitches, you need to untwist them as you knit them. So let's say, well, I don't think my sample is really big enough to show you, but you'll knit through the back loop. So here's a knit, this would be a purl, this would be a knit, this would be a purl then. So let's push it up. Purl. And see here, instead of going into the front of the stitch like this, I'm going to go into the back leg of the stitch. Once I put my yarn to the back, of course. And then I'm going to purl this one. And see, if I tried to go into the front, it's going to cross it over. So instead I go into the back and pull through. So the next one is sitting towards the back. I'm going to purl, take the yarn to the back. This one's sitting towards the front. But again, if I tried to knit like that, I can feel it twist. So I'm going to go into that back leg and slip it off. Purl, knit, purl, knit. And you can see, it's not a very big sample, but you can see that the knit stitches in particular blend right into the cast on. And they don't stand out like they do with some other cast on types. It's very stretchy. And if you are making something like a scarf and do a sewn bind off grafting at the other end, or Kitchener stitch, then both ends will look very similar. This is the hat that I used it on. And you can see it looks like a commercially made hat. Very easy cast on to learn. Great one to add to your repertoire of cast ons. No reason to use the same cast on for every single thing you do. Stretch yourself.